What's up, crawler fans, RC enthusiasts, and social media surfers? I'm your boy Josh with Texoma RC, and we got a new game, Follow the Leader, called Hero. I think we're still out there. Just gonna throw out there, is Hero today. Why? Well, my buddy John Pearson, we've been talking about playing this game, Follow the Leader. He said hero lines, right? So we have hero lines. They are roped off. We also have gates. So the whole thing, do you have to go through gates? No, you don't have to go through any gates as a leader. You can go anywhere you want to. But, so how do we play the game? First of all, those are worth no points. You just have to go to the back of the line. So you get points for repos, right? Repositioning, hand of God, hand of guy. So when you're in first place and you repo, you go to the end of the line for 1 point. If you are behind a leader and you have to repo, that would be 5 points. You have 3 attempts maximum per whatever is causing the problem, and then you have to hand of God past for a maximum of 25 points. Sorry, just watching that. So you have 3 attempts, flip over 5 times. On the third one, that third one is worth 15 points. So you know, there's also you can modify a line and go around it for 10 points at any time. So if you see something, you can go around it and get back in line for a minus of 10 points. So if you also just don't go over the obstacle correctly, it's a judgment call. That would be minus 10 points for not following the leader. So we were a little bit slack on that. It's kind of hard to kind of judge and keep track of everybody and film and drive and whatever. So, but you know, it's kind of staying on top of yourself, and you know, it's also kind of hard when the cars are not evenly matched. As you see here, the deadbolt there, Terry in the rear. It's a pretty cool car, but he just went and threw the pins on there, and it's just tipsy. So it would need to be a little bit wider, and it would need to be slammed way down to be able to run the pins effectively. So, by the way, this is Joe from Exocaged RC. This is his new ride. I had to take it out for a spin. I had to go out and show it off. So we went and played Follow the Leader. We played Hero, and for the day, you're looking at it, bro. That's the hero right there. This car is badass. I have to say that it's got to be the best car that I've built so far. Unfortunately, he was not happy with the body cut. I cut off the end of the bed today because it was hitting and it was not Texoma style, and I told as much, and he told me to do whatever I thought I should do, and then he didn't like it. So you know, whatever. That's Texoma style. It's the exact same length as Maximus is. You know, he said it was too short, so whatever, dude. Sorry, bro. Like I don't know what you expect from me, dude. It's freaking Texoma style here. Gave you options and you told me to do what I wanted. I did what I wanted. And sorry, it's not appealing to you. So, but that's how we roll, dude. We chop it up because why? It is function over form. We try to make it artistic. We try to make it still look kind of pretty. But you know what? At the end of the day, the whole point is to have a body that looks cool, that doesn't stop you from doing all the things that we like to do. And so, you know, it's driver preference and whatever. You know, that's how I roll. That's what Texoma style is, as we've said before. So I got a little butthurt, you know, whatever, dude. Get over it. It's just, it's hard, man. I was trying to build him something that he liked and that he wanted, and I asked his opinion, and then, you know, he didn't give me one, and then he doesn't like it. So great, thanks, dude. Freaking appreciate it. Anyways, whatever, dude. Problems, dude. It just sucks as an artist, man. Just feel like let down or put out. I don't know, dude. Just, whatever. Just pissed me off. But you know what? I'm over it. Let's go play on the rocks. I had to get out here, dude. Sorry, we did flip it over a couple times there, Joe. You know, but we're not scraped up or scratched up or anything crazy, just a couple. We didn't even hurt the Reefs sticker, bro. So it's all good. See right there, little world. Had a couple small ones, you know, nothing crazy. I was easy. Only put it on the lid, unable to. I had to touch it a couple times, so. And I didn't power out of anything. So, anyways, this is a bit of a slow start, but I hope you can see what you know, just how good this freaking car is. So it's not a very fair match, especially again with the deadbolt in the rear, you know, with the spin tires. It has a stock motor, but it has Emax servo, has blinks, has brass knuckles, brass 4mm hubs. I don't know that it has wheel weights, but it's a pretty good car. Runs smooth. Just you know, it's not set up for one of those big old tires. All right, so here we go. David on the deadbolt. I think he's running like NHX. He's running the brass wheels. They're the ones that are 32 grams a piece. Those are the Endura gate. So that'd be 5 points. It's a pretty rough gate here. Pretty good.
Did I get it?
Double angle where you're going uphill on two different planes.
Whoa!
I just popped up right there. Tire grabbed and pushed me the wrong way. So we can reverse as many times as you want. Again, it's just to try to go through the leader line. We could add reverses, I guess, if we wanted to points. You could add winching to this if you wanted to. You know, I guess that could make it a little bit, you know, more fair for other cars, but they would still get points. You know, I guess. You know, but this is kind of a driver game. The whole point is to build and drive the best you can, right? Like that's like the kind of the point, you know. So it would be more fun if the cars were more balanced, but at the same time, if we're gonna make this into an actual competition, you know, for this, I guess you could make it into classes if you wanted to, but it's basically, you know, build a car, you know, and then you'll have, yeah, I guess we could do classes, you know, so we would probably have 2 classes or 3 classes actually on the rocks, probably 2 classes. The pins should be in the smaller class. Really, if it had the other tires, that should be in the class 1. Then with the extended axles on the other one, you'd push it out farther. I don't know, maybe plus 2 or you know, class 2. And then you would have the old, whatever you call it, the creep for Joe. You know, that would definitely be what they called at Crawlapalooza. They called Wild Class, but that would be like a class 3, I guess. It'd be even bigger for tires or whatever. You know, so I don't know how to break up these classes. You know, because like there's so many different ways to build them and whatever. You know, for me at this point, I would say I want to build 2 classes. I want to build a body class, which you're looking at it. You know, which would still be crazy. And then I want to build a buggy class, which would be the same thing with no body, basically. You know, this is the 2 that I really want to play with, you know, like I'll come out with my own buggy chassis here pretty quick. Gotta finish these out. You know, Joe's is the first one built. Craig has his. David got his today, and I have another one built, and we'll be getting the rest of the 10 chassis out and made, and we'll get those mailed out to everybody. You know, that was you know, that I was going to send those to. So definitely, if we have talked about it, hit me up in the comments. If we haven't talked about it, and I still have one, maybe we can work something out. You know, so we'll see about that. But definitely for the people that I have talked to, there's a couple of them down there that we've talked back and forth, and I said I'd get you a chassis. Definitely hit me up in messages or whatever, and on Facebook Messenger or on Texoma RC Instagram, or in the comments here. So anyway, sorry I haven't been around, dudes. Lots going on. I've been trying to make progress on Joe's car and whatever. You know, I mean, just building a car for somebody is a lot of work. You know, this is something we do for our own things, you know, and, you know, so on top of trying to get all these chassis done and whatever, you know, that takes a few hours just to do a chassis for a car, and then to do a car swap and then completely build it at the same time. You know, that's like 4 hours. and then the body work and getting it all mounted, you know, getting everything to be working properly. You know, I got at least 12 hours into this car. That's just what it takes to build cars, you know, like, so, you know, I don't know what to do, man. Like, you. So sorry about that, Joe. There's one of the lids, but we rolled back over. It wasn't crucial, dude. It wasn't crazy. We did put a couple tiny little scratches on it, dude. But what are you gonna do, dude? It's freaking free, other than a few parts that you paid for. Sorry, dude. I had to get something out of it, man. I got a little drive time. This car is so fun. It's better than Pecker. Well, by the way, those tires, he sent me those tires. I had never seen anybody talk about them. They are the Trail Warrior, or not Trail Warrior. They are the Power Hobby mud bosses, and they are awesome. They are a little bit stiffer. They have a stiff shoulder edge, but they make the car extremely wide. It's the same exact setup as Pecker, just different tires. We were running the V4 slime balls, but other than that, it's basically the exact same car as Pecker. One thing that we used the Mofo DDP wheels for differently in this one was I used the aluminum hubs in the rear. I started off with aluminum hubs all the way around the 3mm. Pecker has brass 3mm hubs, so I try to use those, and then I used the brass beadlock rings to help put the weight out as far as possible. And so instead of using the wheel weights to balance the car like I did with Pecker, you know, having to compensate for the brass weights in the back, all that I had to do to get the balance perfect was add the brass 3mm hubs in the front on the creep. So as far as weight, we're with battery, with a 30-gram battery, we came in at 396, I think it was. This scale is really tripping my mind. Matt from 2FMRC sent me scales, and so it's been giving me weird numbers. And it reads, when you flip the car, it reads differently both ways. Like it's weighting the front right tire, or it's weighting the right side for some reason. I don't understand why. It's weighting that side for some reason. So when you flip it around, it's different. You know, it's different. But when you try, so that's a hero line, by the way. These are hero. This is the hero line. There's 4 hero lines here. The hero lines are, if you clear a hero line, that's minus 20 points. If you hit the boundary line, which I'd already hit it there, so it was already dead. But the boundary line is minus 10, or is plus 10. So where gates are minus 5, plus 5, hero lines are minus 20, plus 10. So not quite as detrimental, but a huge benefit if you could clear it. But they're extremely hard, extremely hard to clear. You know, is the kind of like the point. You know, I mean, it's basically like a really long gate. So it's not that the terrain is necessarily the most ultimate. It's just that you're having to stay within a certain width and put your tires in certain places, which may not be the best. You know, if you have a certain line picked out, maybe you can highlight it, or maybe you can just make things into be like this right here. Is really, all this is really easy if you can, you know, approach it, but it becomes really hard when you put that rope there. It's nothing, you know, it's not that savage, but again, just putting the rope in a certain place, making you have to go in a dumb location on these rocks, does make it really hard. You know, so Maximus should be able to pretty much step right up that, but the shorties just don't have it. So you know, that's one of the things, you know, just your cars and, you know, longies versus shorties. You know, this car right here will whoop Max's ass in certain situations. You know, the side hill, the side side heel grip that I've noticed from these tires is really good compared to the broken pins at this point. The pins are getting kind of slippy, actually. So it may be time to replace them, but I may be getting a set of these. These things seem to grab really well, and this car handles really well. I'm just really happy with it. So I hit the old line there twice, so that was rad. Minus 20 or plus 20 points up and down. Here we go, Terry. Terry's trying this again, just having a really struggling time. He's just having pins with a stock motor is going to be hard. Just to get when you start to put it in situations it's not going to want to go, then you have to add a lot more power. Then you end up just like that right there.
Yeah, you can just go up the
And
side
so
of it.
it just takes away from the low speed control. And so really that right there would also be avoiding an obstacle. So like not only did he get 10 points for the line, he also went around it. Plus his repos. So if we were really keeping score and keeping whatever closely, that's what that would be. So it's kind of it's one of those things, like if you really like, to me, I want to turn this game into hardcore comping. I want to take this and set this up at competitions, man. I think this is so fun. Like this takes follow the leader and gates and makes it into one thing. And let's set it up in a couple different classes, and you can run it, and then you could have like the ultimate hero, or you could call it something else. You could call it a King of the Mountain or something, or I don't know. King of the Mountain probably fits better with rock crawlers or something, but we could call it hero for now. But anyways, or just boss hog. I don't freaking know, bro. Let me know what you think about hero. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this game. I am super stoked on this game. I had come up with basically these rules a few months back, and then my buddy John Pearson, Jethro's last damn something in the comments. I always forget your name, buddy, because you changed it so many times. And I just know who you are at Jethro's. So, anyways, come on, Terry. Oh, I think he made the gate, but falling down there. So anyways, but he had said that they were trying to make it into a game based off of things that he had seen and we had talked about and whatever. And it's like, hey, dude, that's called Rip Till You Flip, by the way. So which, by the way, I think that's what it should be called. But you know what? That's, we don't have to call it that. Everybody doesn't have to call it that, right? We could just name it something else. So it's not just Rip Till You Flip, represent my channel all the time, which you could do and honor me, and I would be extremely grateful. So, but this is really what this is Rip Till You Flip. I just took Rip Till You Flip and turned it into a game, a multi-person game, and I could turn it into a game. You could have your own rules, and just to go through to set up random gates and to see, what you do and see in your climbs. You could also, again, count reverses and whatever. It's more than just running gates, because there's no numbers for the gates. There's no way you have to go through the gates. You could just challenge yourself and just keep track. It's a way of keeping points and track of your runs. How to just keep track of yourself and how you're running and pushing yourself for the day. So anyway, it's just something fun to play, and so that's why I love doing Rip Till You Flips in the videos. But that's how I came up with the game Follow the Leader. And obviously I didn't come up with Follow the Leader, bro. But the game, this game, Hero especially, which again is really called Rip Till You Flip. But that's what it is, dude. And it's just, also, so I mean, really, it should be you're supposed to be like within a certain range. You're supposed to be like trying to do what the person did in front of you, and so. I guess that it's going to be, how you determine pretty close. As long as it's pretty close, I guess it works. But I did talk to David. You could call like you call a shot in Pig or whatever, or that you call a bank shot. So if you called like, okay, you have to put your tire right here, from right here to right here, and then do it. You would have to do it. But if you did not do the thing, you might also have to be in first. You might have to get a hog to the back. You might have to hand a guy to the back or repo, and so, these are all rules to be, there's so many little things, little nuances, situations that you have to come up, and you're like, so what happens here? What happens, so you have these hero lines. What happens if you fall down and end up hitting a hero line? Do you get the 10 points? is that now hero line now off limits for you? If we went through it to get points, so I went ahead and said that no, hero line. If you shouldn't drive across a hero line, but if you fell into a hero line, like through the boundary line, while you're just going, I said no points for that. I just it's like whatever. But the gates though, the gates are always live. You always but if you hit a gate, that's the other thing. Gates you can go through both directions for points. You can't go through the gate twice the same way, but you can go through it one way and a different point in time come back and go through the gate the other way. Until the gate is approached for the second time, that if you hit a cone, that cone would be dead. The other cone would still be live for you. But then when you come back around and you approach the gate again for a second time, that both gates would be live for all people, if that makes sense. So I thought this was great. I loved putting the gates in here. It's a great way. Like I was at one point I was like negative 18 or something like that. I finished at 13 or 8. I can't remember when I ran out of battery. But I think David ended up being at like -4. Anyways, it's, how do you, also point out at 50. If you hit 50 points, you're out. So another thing too is like, there's one way, we were pretty much playing. I was not trying to kill the guys with me, right? We were just kind of going through the gates and cruising around, But I told David, if I was really in a competition, and if I was overclassed on a car, I may not go through a gate as a leader. I may just go do savage things till the person pointed out. That way they couldn't recover any points. I would just make sure they pointed out and wouldn't go through any gates. So that's part of the game, is driving. Most of the time here was just kind of, it got kind of somewhat focused on the gates and a little bit less on the driving in between, forgetting that the whole point is to follow the leader the whole time and to be going over the terrain that the leader is going over, and so some of that comes from the leader maybe not like waiting for everyone, and then also some of that is, again, just, I think it was just kind of more focused on the gates, not realizing that the actual line that was taken is still in play. So, and that goes for setting up gates or whatever. I know you can add reverses and whatever, but there's a balance between doing the line the proper way after someone struggled through it in front of you, but at the same time, going and doing what they did, attempting to go where they went. So that's why you have the judgment call, and maybe there's a double judgment call. Maybe there's a 5 and a 10 point line modification available. So again, you have three possible repositions on the third for any particular obstacle. On the third and each are worth 5 points. Sorry. On the third reposition, it would be also a reposition to the end of the line past the obstacle. Oh, no. So I'm not gonna scratch it. Also, when you flip over, so this is David. Terry had to leave right here. This is just me and David now for the remainder of this little run, and we had a nice little battle. It is fun with 4 or 5 people, but I think follow the leader might be the most fun with just 2 guys, just where you're right on one-on-one, and just one-on-one battles are probably the most fun. Not that it just, it is fun with more guys. I definitely enjoy it, but there's something about just one-on-one battling that you can just watch. You're just having to watch one opponent and not try to like, when you have 3 or 4 cars, the distance between the cars, it's hard. You don't get to see everybody doing everything, and that's why it's not as fun to me. When you're just having to, well, plus 2, I'm filming, which makes it even that much more for me to focus on. That's probably why. I bet you that's why I like one-on-one better, is because when I'm filming, it gets stressful with 3, 4, 5 guys, cars on the rocks. Trying to keep everything in, and I start missing things, and I start like pressuring myself. It's just crazy. So, dang it, that was my bad. Sorry about that one, Joe. That was the worst fall. I don't need to, actually it landed on the wheels right there. So it did skip across once, but it landed on the wheels. So trust me, I didn't catch it on film, but I didn't smash your car, dude. So. Sorry. It was fun, dude. It made it worth it. This one drive made the whole thing, the whole build worth it. And again, sorry it's so short, but dude, that thing is freaking badass. I love that cut. Texoma style. If you don't want to me to cut it, maybe don't ask me to build it. Or tell me exactly what you want next time, and I'll do that. Because if it's up to me, look at the rest of my bodies, right? Max doesn't even have a bed; it just cuts off at the back, like the original Gladiator body for Maximus. This cut is exactly the cut from Maximus Ford body. If you've seen Bella, there's not much left. If you've seen Pecker, it was made and it didn't have anything. So, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know what you're expecting, Joe. I love you, dude. Sorry I didn't nail it. But it's funny because, like, everybody I've shown it to, all the guys that love Texoma style, they're like, dude, that's so badass. It's so cool. I love it. Like, sorry, Joe, you might even have haters now because you don't like Texoma style right now. So this right here is also questionable. If number 2 is pressuring the leader, can number 1 make number 2 back up? Is that fair? In this situation, I did it because it's not my car, and I was for sure gonna flip over. There's just no way going that way. I was gonna flip the car. Maybe I could have made it, but like I'm pretty sure the car's going over. Maximus maybe could make that, but if it was my car, I would have tried it. But sorry, even with him there to catch it, I just figured it wasn't worth it. And then I was going to try to enter this low side. Did we go through it? Why did I not do this? I can't remember. Did I fall down?
Come on.
Yep, that's all. That's what happened.
No.
Yep. Again, I flipped. I didn't actually like flip over. It just kind of woo, 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 and then caught it like that. So, got to turn back up, lost the leadership, hand it over. So, by the way, again, if I didn't say it, self-rights in first place just mean you had to go to the back.
Oh my God. Sorry, Joe.
Again, like that, and if you're in second place, it's also like in the position, if you flip and can continue your obstacle, then you don't have to move, you don't lose your position. If, like David just did, and he flips back behind me, well, obviously he lost the leader, right? Even if he self-righted the car, he lost the leadership because I'm now in front, right? And so, wow, what was that? Big old bang. So I hope that makes sense. That because there are self-rights, like maybe you're in a crotch or whatever. It's technically a flip over, but then you also flip it back over and you finish. Maybe it's not the most clean, but technically you still did it, right? Or, maybe you're on a ledge, you flip, or, you're trying to climb a ledge, you flip, you self-right, and you're still right there. It shouldn't be time over, right? Like, but at the same time, if you flip down the hill, then, it's even if you make, and that's the other thing too, if it's going to take you a couple of minutes to drive back up there, in first place, when you're in first place, that's a 1-point repo. Just put it up there. And if you're in another position, you know, that's 5 points. You know, that just chalk it up. So if you flip and you can self-right right there, then you have no points. You just go to the end of the line. But if it's going to be a big deal for you to make it back there, and especially if you're going to make anybody have to wait on you, you pick the car up. So that's kind of the point of this. It's the whole point is to keep it moving. We could also add time limits on any different section or any different lines, or how you could do that. I don't even know how you keep track of that. But the point is, maybe we should just make an effort to keep it moving. And then you know, also you could place time limits on games. You know, so you play a game for so long potentially. You know, because if you're just playing to, like, you know, again, I'm at right now at this point, I think I might be at like negative 13, I think was right here. Maybe this might have put me at negative 13 or 18. I can't remember. Again, we could have hit things and whatever. I mean, who knows? I'm not trying to lie about my score. You all could see and add it up yourself if you wanted to. Go ahead, David. Point it out if I was wrong. So definitely wasn't trying to fib on my score. But you're trying to keep track of it and drive and keep track of everybody else's what they're doing, and so happens. So, but we should have finished up somewhere around. David had like -4, and I had like 8 or 13.
With style.
Something. So we're coming up on it. Pretty close, dude. Oh, gate, dude. That was it. That put me, I think, at 13. I looked away. I was stepping down the hill. This is one of those things. Turned, trying to film good. Turned and looked, make sure I wasn't going to fall down, and just ripped around there. And my rear tire caught it. Happens, dude. Happens. So, but that's still -5. The gate's live, bro. So check out this line to finish on. I'm about to run out of battery, dude. But look at this climb. David was like, holy crap. He managed to pull this off, by the way. I was super proud of him. He did an awesome job. But on something like this, all you got to do is just stay balanced on the crack. But this part here is pretty gnarly. He turned it in a little bit late. I wanted him to step across that bigger. But that's okay. He still did it, and he pulled it off and made it look good. So if you've made it here, man, I sure do appreciate y'all. Sorry it's been so long again. I'll get back to you guys soon. I'll try to get some Crawlapalooza video out for you guys. My run, I did exactly what I was afraid was gonna happen, for the exact reason that I tried to find all week. Anyways, happens, dude. I sure missed you guys. I'll be back to you guys soon. And battery, dude. Make sure you charge your battery and check it out. Change it before you run. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great one. Peace.
Your battery dead?
Yeah. I guess that's the end of the run, dude.
That's it?